Welcome to the Nuxeo Connector course. This course will show you how to integrate Nuxeo platform with an external application. In the first video, you'll learn how to build the backend integration, and in the second, you'll see how to reuse your package operations within a Nuxeo Studio project in order to implement specific business logic. As an example, we'll show you how to integrate a speech-to-text feature in Nuxeo thanks to Google Cloud speech-to-text APIs. Let's start by going through the steps to develop a marketplace package. First, we should check the documentation page of the application you would like to integrate. In our case, we need to transcode a vocal message, which is around 10 to 20 seconds, so we'll go with the synchronous transcoding option. The best way to create connectors is by using Nuxeo CLI, the Nuxeo code generator, which scaffolds the project skeleton according to your needs. In our case, we need to create a service to wrap the connector call inside a Nuxeo service, write all the necessary unit tests so that we ensure our code is documented and can handle several use cases, expose our service inside a Nuxeo operation so that we can easily reuse the service, and package our code in a marketplace package. We launch Nuxeo CLI with the following command to generate the service, the operation, and the packaging mechanism. We can now open our project with any standard IDE and start by working on the service implementation. The first step is to create the service and its interface. The interface for our service is named speech-to-text and is implemented by the speech-to-text implementation class. In the service, we define the connector logic. We create a run method, which excludes our call with different options, such as the blob we'll send or the language of the audio file, for example. We can create another method to handle different use cases. In this example, we're using one method to send the binary directly without any specific options. The file will be converted to FLAC, and another method where we explicitly indicate how we would like to send the file by adding some options. Once that's done, we implement the service in the speech-to-text implementation class. This implementation uses all the service actions like start, stop, register XML extension, etc. We've kept it generic so that we're able to call another provider in the future if needed. For now, we'll explicitly indicate that we're using the Google provider, Google Speech-to-Text Provider. If we had different provider options, like in the Nuxeo Vision add-on, we would typically ask for the provider name. In this class, we provide all the specific information needed for the Google provider, such as the Google Speech-to-Text credentials and API version. At this stage, we should consider managing authentication. In Nuxeo, there are different ways to handle it. You can create a custom key in your nuxeo.conf file to indicate the credentials to use. You can also use an environment variable. These values can be included in a component contribution, as in the Nuxeo Vision add-on. Once the authentication is successful, we have to code the business logic of our connector. We'll normalize the blob to be sent, meaning we convert it to FLAC format, then make the call with the default options. In the run method, we're calling the Google Speech-to-Text REST API after having prepared the blob. Once we've developed our new features, we have to create the associated unit tests. The Nuxeo test framework uses special classes called test features to configure how tests are run. The test runner notifies the test feature of the different lifecycle events in the execution. The test setup, or method, is then customized accordingly. Test features are configurable through annotations, and each test feature can use its own defined annotations to configure the test. For our connector, we test the transcript feature with a sample blob, and we check that the service is correctly sending us relevant information. To make it more comprehensible, we encapsulate the test within an object so it provides meaningful information. Don't hesitate to read the related documentation page, which describes the Nuxeo test framework. As we want to make this feature available in Nuxeo Studio, we'll use this service within a Nuxeo operation. This will allow Studio users to execute the speech-to-text feature in any context, like every time an audio file is created in the platform, or just with the click of a button. This is done in 2 steps. First, we create the corresponding XML file. In our case, we've created one to transcribe a document and another one for a blob. This makes the operation available for Nuxeo server only, not in Nuxeo Studio yet. For that, we create the corresponding Java class, indicating all the parameters we need for the operation. The operation method annotation will allow us to have access to this operation in Studio. In this case, it will ask for a document and send back another document. The implementation phase is now finished. All we need to do is generate our package and make it available in our private marketplace. The purpose of the private channel is to enable Nuxeo platform users who do some customization on the platform to easily distribute their customization. So make sure your project's pom.xml depends on a Nuxeo distribution version of 9.10 or higher. In your Marketplace Packages assembly.xml file, add the following instruction before generating the final zip. Here's an excerpt of the final result. We're now ready to create our new Marketplace package with the Maven command line, mvn clean install. And we're done! To sum up, when creating a connector for external applications, you need to consider 4 things. First, read the API of the remote service to check that it fits your requirements. Second, verify how to authenticate to the service so you know how complex or potentially time-consuming it can be. Then, implement a quick call to the service and run it in a unit test. This step validates authentication and the ability to get a valid response. Finally, implement the whole plugin. This package is really simple as we're only relying on Google services. We could have extended the service with XML extensions to accommodate Amazon's speech-to-text capabilities. It's also important to know that Nuxeo applications use a configuration template system to ease configuration and the maintenance of configuration files. In most cases, you may want to use a custom configuration template to store your customized configuration files, such as database connection information, services configuration, and more. Thanks for watching!